Hi all, my name is Evil, and I'm finally back! This video is called Bubbles Below, and is a combination of my second attempt at ReaperLeviathan Anti, Bubble Boy, and an excerpt from Chapter 3 of my JSC Subnautica AU Theos, which is Irish for below. It's also the first video I'm recording with my brand new setup, so let me know what you all think of the microphone. I'm still trying to figure it out. Jaggy had intended to just let the peeper go. However, when he arrived at the section of the shallows he remembered finding it, it hit against him. It was afraid. One of his predators must be nearby. Looking around cautiously, Jaggy tries to spot it. He ends up seeing a very familiar set of 4 eyes. Blinking, the adventurer inhales sharply and tries to figure out if he should wave, wait, or even wiggle over. The idea might sound silly, but hey, Goofy is his thing, and if goofiness is the key to befriending this fauna, Jaggy sure as Joe will do it. The peeper, however, doesn't seem as up for it. It clacks its beak repeatedly, similar to chattering teeth, and swims back and forth in front of Jaggy. He's no longer sure it's seeking refuge in him. But then, why is it still with him? Jaggy doesn't know, and he doesn't really have time to figure it out. It's not as big as Jaggy had been fearing. Compared to the peeper and the other fauna nearby, it's pretty dramatically big. But compared to Jaggy? In terms of total length, yes, it's much taller than the adventurer. However, if you ignore the creature's tail, you're left with a pale green, airily humanoid head and torso that only matches the length of Jaggy from chin to waist. The scout could probably trap this creature easily with his arms and brute force alone. A tail would be a huge problem, though. It's not just longer than the human's body, it's pure muscle, too. That, wrapped around any part of Jaggy, would be more than capable of breaking him in two. It's pretty, though. It's not sparkly or shiny or anything that would have Marvin singing its praises, but it's still pretty to Jaggy. Darker than its pale green skin, what is that anyway? Seafoam? Green tea? Peridot? A gem's color suits it. The creature's tail is a thick mass of muscle, smooth and long with deceptively delicate-looking fins. The dim light cascading through Subnautica's waters glint off the fins, telling Jaggy they're razor sharp. Just like its talons, which are reaching out, aiming for his chest. Alarmed, Jaggy quickly tries to defend himself. He presents the monster with the peeper. The first thing the adventurer notices is the stillness. For someone that just had a predator with razors for fingers and fins zooming towards it, he's awfully static. So is the sea. There's hardly any backlash or buoyancy pushing on him, which is odd since attacking predator. The second thing is a squelching sound. It originates from in front of him, and sounds different the first time around. All the following times are variations of the same sound, but bigger and louder, then longer and buffered. And it keeps repeating. The third is another sound, purring. Louder than cats, but also higher in pitch. The purring comes from in front of him too, from the creature. It's eating. Jaggy wants to laugh when he finally opens his eyes to see it. The creature's retreated a few feet away, still lit by the planet's sun's light, and watching him keenly while purring and happily eating the dead peeper in its claws. That's what all the squelching was, peeper flesh. Relaxing slightly, the scout watches the creature back, not approaching, and takes as many notes as he can. They aren't going to be Marvin-grade ones, but hopefully they'll prove useful and help him get it to Marvin. As small as its head and torso length is, its tail really is long, about 3 times the length of Jaggy's whole body. Its pupils appear to be a dark blue, surrounded by an orange iris, then a ring of lime green before a leaf green sclera. It has no facial hair, which makes sense since it's technically a fish, but has head hair, which resembles grass. On its lower abdomen is a distinct lack of a navel, which Jaggy finds odd. Then again, do earthfish have those? And scars? Jaggy does a double take, concerned. The creature doesn't like that, however. It hisses, apparently alarmed and threatened by the sudden move. Sharp fangs, glinting similarly to its razor-like fingers and fins, protrude from its mouth in a promise of death. That disorienting sound seems so much worse now that there are these new visuals to go with it. But Jaggy's still focused on those strange lines on the creature's abdomen. They aren't scars. He can tell because he has a bunch of them himself, and none of them move like that. almost like flaps, up and down. He squints, trying to understand what they are, and cants his head. The creature copies him. It's curious. Jackie smiles beneath his mask. The dizzying sound has stopped, and he can tell it's relaxed. They've also apparently arrived at some kind of common ground. They don't approach or retreat, just stay. Just watch, just breathe. That's how it clicks for Jackie. The creature breathed, and the flaps went up, letting water into it. Their gills. Of course. Jackie smiles and watches the... mermaid? Is he allowed to call it that? Seems fitting. He watches it exhale and observes the gills close in a smooth motion. There's a pause before it starts again. Jackie suddenly wishes they were above water, or at least their heads were, so he could take the breather's mask off and show this creature how he breathes as well. Maybe show it they have similar faces too. That will have to wait though. I'm still really proud of how much I improved here with just a single month. ReaperLeviathan and Auntie look so much better here than in my first attempt, although I am still really proud of them both. Writing this section was also really fun. I went back to the drawing a lot, as it was done first, as I described him in words, and I literally measured his tail with my fingers to get the sizing right. It was a blast. I hope you all enjoyed this. It's been a real trip for me. There isn't much to be written in Theos now, but let me know if you'd like to see any more. There's still a chance it'll make a good original piece after Demonic Deal too, so feel free to keep an eye out for it on Tapas. And let me know what you all thought in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching. All my love. He presents the monster with the puppet? What?